Hello Capricorn, thank you for joining me. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing and subscribing. So in the first house we have Uranus, which is genius. The first house is everything to do with yourself, your body, your characteristics, your personality, how you are projecting yourself to others. It's the mask that other people see. It's how you're actually perceived by others. It's also your self-oriented interests, your appearance. So it's all the all the impressions that you make on others, and how you are making your way in the world on a sort of a daily basis. Now with Uranus genius there, what this is indicating is that at this time you may be experiencing some sort of almost like an awakening, or some kind of receiving brilliant ideas or a brilliant idea. It's almost like having downloads. You kind of there may be surprises there as well, but it's lightning bolt, super quick, rapid changes. You may be changing your appearance. You may be coming across as really sort of almost genius-like, or having incredible ideas, or just being very influential at this time. So it's almost like you're sort of breaking free from something that the way you were before, your way of expression previously. So this could be liberation from old ways of being. It could be that you're undergoing some kind of alternate lifestyle. You're enjoying some kind of alternate lifestyle. You may be mixing with others that are very different to yourself. You could be coming across as a bit eccentric or androgynous, which is typically Uranian, which is sort of neither male nor female features. They're kind of in between. They can go either way. So it's almost like you're breaking out of how you were previously, and you're now showing quite a different persona to other people. So this can also bring about technological upgrades of some sort, which is coming in for you later on in your chart again as well. So you may just be using that as part of your daily life, or even when it comes to your health regimes, working out at the gym, that kind of thing. You may be using technology to assist you with that. But it's tech upgrades of any kind which are in your environment and which you are interacting with on a daily basis. But in any case, either way, this is rapid changes, changes in lifestyle. You may, as I said, you're just projecting sort of a more exotic or bohemian outlook, or you could just be really in tune with technology and receiving incredible ideas and able to transmit those to others. But if there are changes around, it will be very quick and very sudden for you. It's almost like a kind of revolution from what you were. It could also be a regeneration of yourself. So you may have been through a patch where you're coming out of that now, and you're just you're feeling that spark of electricity. So it could be that as well. This is going to affect your 7th house, which is your house of relationships, your one-on-one relationships. How you are coming across, how you are projecting yourself now is directly going to impact that, which will come up later. We'll deal with that later. It also has many other effects throughout your chart, how you express yourself, how you are attracting opportunities towards you. And it seems to be at this time all work related, or your life path related. So what you are doing about your self-image, your appearance, and how you are coming across to others is directly going to impact what you're drawing towards you and the people that you are in close relationships with. Then in the 2nd house we have Libra, I balance. So now the 2nd house is everything to do with your income, your money coming in, and it's to do with your possessions, what you own, property, real estate, land, it's also to do with your values, your personal values, and your sense of self-worth. So with Libra in there, you need to be striving for balance in all things, in all of those areas. And also be striving for harmony, but it also could be requiring that you make a decision of some sort in any one of those areas. You may be second guessing yourself, and you need to get over that. You need to make a decision and move forward in any one of those areas. You may also benefit from linking up with a partner or somebody who can assist you, or getting a second opinion, particularly if it's to do with your finances or something that, your money coming in, or something that you want to purchase. So in any case, whatever is going on, you may need to negotiate the best path forward. If you're dealing with, you're trying to make a decision, you need to juggle various things, you may need to get a second opinion or get somebody else to assist you. But it's basically negotiating the best path forward, finding the middle ground. It must be balanced and it must be fair. You may also want to buy art or luxuries, or you may be desiring items which are beautiful to you, that could be coming in for you. There could also be a legal element to this house as well, understanding the rules and the legalities of what it is you want to purchase, or with regards to your money that you've got coming in. So all of these things are indicated in the second house, but in all aspects, it's balancing what you've got coming in with what you've got going out, and keeping things harmonious and happy for you and happy for those that are directly involved with you, or the ones that are assisting you to achieve that balance right now. Then in the third house, we have Jupiter return benefits. So your third house is everything to do with communication. It's also about receiving messages, and you're going to be receiving benefits of all kinds. But it's all kinds of communication. This is written, verbal, body language, and also dealing with your aunts and uncles, your siblings and your cousins. So there's a family aspect coming in there as well, and it's also dealing with people on a sort of a bigger scale. It could be learning as well. You're learning, grasping other concepts. But with Jupiter return benefits coming in here, this is a very beneficial aspect to be having. It brings abundance. It brings sort of almost freedom. Doorways are opening, and obstacles are being lifted. But it could be a really important message coming to you now as well. It could be coming from family. It could involve it could have a monetary benefit as well, because it brings in abundance, which can have many connotations. So you could be, who knows, you could be receiving something to do with an inheritance or a legacy, something like that, something that's coming to you, which is from resources from the past. So something returns from the past. So Jupiter return takes about 12 years. So this could be seeds that you've planted a long time ago and now they're coming to fruition, or it could be a benefit that you thought was lost, or it just never worked at the time that you were involved. Now all of a sudden it comes to the fore and it brings benefits to you. So it's abundance coming in and fruition, and it tends to be tied to something from the past. It's also rewards. You'll be receiving rewards. So possibly it's something from, again, from before. Whatever it is, it's going to be quick, fast moving. So grab hold of it quickly and explore all the possibilities to do with that. Because it won't be around forever, and you won't be able to take your time with it. You actually need to take action and quickly grab it and explore all the possibilities and harness those possibilities as quick as you can. So whatever surfaces at this time, be quick to follow up on it and explore. On the other side of this, avoid recklessness or boasting or overconfidence. Just be careful what you say, but because you will be feeling confident, you will be feeling abundant, you will be feeling good about how you are, what you've got to say, and you could be really overjoyed at some news that you receive or something like that. But you also will be probably generating good communication, and you will be influential in what you say. So This third house also covers contracts and documents. So you could be receiving good news about a document or a contract, something like that, something that is going to be, yes, I've got it, or yes, finally, or wow, this is amazing that it's coming up now. It covers that. You may also be having just really good fruitful conversations with your family about something. Also, the third house covers short trips. This is small trips locally as well. And you may receive a gift which enables you to do that. Some kind of benefit, some kind of trip that you win or something like that. Then in the fourth house, we have Saturn return. This is age and wisdom. So now fourth house is everything to do with the home, your home life, and also your roots, your foundation, your ethnic identity. So now with Saturn return, age coming in there, this is the first bit of challenge that you've now reaching in your chart. So this is if it's to do with your home, perhaps you're trying to purchase something, or you've taken something on and it needs renovation, or you've wanting to sort of make progress within your home environment. This Saturn return brings in delays of various kinds, and some difficulties as well. So possibly you may not be able to make the progress that you anticipated. You may not be able to, sort of get ahead as fast as you thought, or to initiate certain things which you wanted to in those areas, so that your home life could be your foundation, your roots. You could also be having to be really realistic and practical in your expectations. So you may be compelled to face a few home truths, or face truths about what is going on in your home, what you want to do with your home, and also to do with your foundation, your roots, what you came from in life. There may be issues there which you need to put to bed now. So it's putting the past to bed and put it behind you. It's also moving past what you have outlived. So this is wisdom gained through experience and over time, because it's a Saturn return. So this is gaining wisdom from the past and now putting it to bed, getting over it, seeing things for what they are. So if it's to do with your home, your actual structure, your actual foundation, your actual building, there may be issues there. Perhaps there's something literally in the foundation or in the structure which is not right. Saturn brings out the truth. It tends to knock down what is wobbly, or that was not going to work. It forces you to construct or build something and be systematic and methodical about it. And it's not fast moving. This is slow energy, and there's no quick fix. So whether it's literally something to do with your actual physical home that you're now working on, there are going to be issues there which you're going to have to just slog on and deal with one thing at a time. You will get there eventually. Saturn does bring rewards for consistent effort through difficult circumstances. But it really is about getting to the truth of a situation and setting a firm foundation. Because if you try to launch something on a wobbly foundation, it will crumble later. And this is not how Saturn works. Saturn will force you to deal with it now to bring about solid achievement or success later on. So you've got to do things the right way. Wait it out, and just expend the time and effort in it, and you will see the reward later. Then in your fifth house, you have part of fortune increase. This is another very positive aspect coming in for you. So this is the fifth house is everything to do with your creativity. It's also the house of children, whether they're yours or others that you're involved with. And it's also the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreation and having fun, sports, all kinds of recreational activities. So your creativity could be connected to that. It could be connected to how you are raising your children. There's a lots of different ways that can come in. But in any case, it's about increase, and it's about so you're either going to be experiencing this yourself, or you could be seeing it in your children. So this is all about your talents and abilities that haven't been noticeable up till now, or they've just been sitting below the surface and they haven't sort of come out. We just haven't been able to work with them. We haven't felt the need to work with them. Now they're going to start coming up. So it's an increase of the visibility and the usability of these talents and abilities. They could just suddenly appear, or suddenly something you suddenly realize that you can really do and do really well, or it could be your children that you're witnessing this with. So it's a sort of a rising to the surface of all of that. It's about recognition. It's about recognition of those talents and abilities, and it's going to bring monetary reward. It's going to bring abundance to you or your children, it's all about the increase of your creative talents, even, or the rise of your creativity. It's good fortune, it's abundance, it could be a new path opening up for you or your children. It's a new field of study, or bringing in a different aspect of your particular craft that you're involved with. But it's all very good, and it's very exciting. There's imaginative and creative success. Promotional work comes into this as well, so that's it's notoriety or some kind of recognition for what it is that you or your children are doing. It also covers love affairs, as I said. So this could be a fated romance, if that is on the cards for you. So this is a fated romance, fated relationship, in which you will push each other to reach higher. That's the best way to put it. So you will move each other forward to reach higher and to get to a higher level of whatever it is that you are doing. So this is about, it's almost like mutual support, but it will come about through the course of that love affair, and it won't be easy to let go of, because it's fated. So you may be with this person, or you may be associated with them for some time. It's just about pushing each other to reach much higher levels than previously, than you would have on your own. So it's all about gifts, receiving gifts. You may and your recreational activities maybe take on a creative slant, or it could be if you're into sports of some kind, you're going to receive sort of recognition for that, and your abilities and your talents are going to increase. There's happiness in there. So that's a very positive aspect to be having in that area. Then in the 6th house, we have, this is probably connected, I would say, to your work and how you are manifesting abundance for yourself, because that's coming in very strongly. So your home life is undergoing a little bit of You've got work to do there, and it's coming in again in your house of actual work, your physical daily routine, your work projects, your workplace, and the people that you are working with. This house also covers health and diet and pets. So with Neptune sacrifice coming in there, I feel that it's quite likely that you are throwing yourself into your work, or you're just experiencing an abundance of, how you are projecting yourself to others is going to be bringing and attracting all kinds of things to you, opportunities, and you're going to be working on those. And it may just be either having a slight toll on your effect, on your effect in your workplace, or with your health and diet. Because Neptune, there's two sides to Neptune. It's the most wonderful, imaginative, and sort of highly spiritual aspect. So it's like connecting to the divine. If you're a writer of fantasy, or you need imagination in your creative work or the work that you do, then Neptune is wonderful to tap into, because it downloads all of that for you. You're able to really tune in on a very deep level. highly tuned into your work or to what is going on around you, and it makes you compassionate and sensitive. So really it's tuning in, but and gaining inspiration. But it can also have the other side of it is also that you may have to sacrifice a few things in order to get on. And it might even be ego issues. But it's also about illusion and deceptions. So whether it's self-deception or deception from amongst others or in your workplace or something like that. So there's two sides of that. You might find that things are a little bit unclear where you work or with your work colleagues, or you may have one colleague in your environment who is sort of exhibiting Neptunian type qualities. Or it could be just that you're not clear about the projects that you need to embark on, or how you go about them, or what your place is within that. There's a little bit of sort of cloudiness going on there. Either that, or you are really tuning in deeply to your work projects and harnessing all kinds of aspects. It can make you quite dreamy as well. So you may be dreaming more than actually physically getting it down on paper. There's also the other aspect of Neptune is film, glamour, and the arts. So that may be coming into your work environment as well, or you may be involved in a film project of some sort. There's a couple of ways that this can go, but it's also about fantasy, and it can also bring in feeling vulnerable in your work environment or with your diet, your health and diet. You may just be feeling sort of you need to put your feet on the ground, keep your feet on the ground. With this card also in your 6th house, it can bring about sort of dependence on substances. So whether that is alcohol or sort of narcotics of some sort, drugs, or even prescription medicines that can come up. But it's also about you may just need to watch things like your allergies if you suffer from allergies, and exposure to toxins in your environment. It could also, with all the work and opportunities going on here for you, you may just feel a bit of nervous exhaustion. So just be aware of that. The lymphatic system may be, sort of undergoing a bit of stress. But I feel it's coming about through everything else that's going on. You may just be not have your feet on the ground and not actually not be paying attention to those issues. As I said, Neptune can make you a little bit dreamy and otherworldly as well. Then in your 7th house, we have Grand Cross, which is the provoker. So as I said earlier, with your 1st house, this is a kind of influence that you're having on others. You are perhaps being really getting heavy downloads or great ideas, and it's sparking your how you are sort of projecting yourself, or you may just be changing your lifestyle and how you are going about your life now. It might be coming across as a bit eccentric or unconventional, and that may be sort of coming into your relationships, and it's creating a little bit of a disconnect there. So this is your relationship house that deals with your personal one-on-one relationships. So it's your love relationships, and also your business partner, if you've got a business partner. And it's also your close one-on-one relationships. So they may be a bit overwhelmed with how you're coming across now. And this may cause some difficulties in your inner circle. And your significant other, it may not be that well received. Other people are going to accept it and take it on board and have no problem. And then you might just find that there are a few significant others who are having difficulty with that, or you're just coming across as really off the charts for them. But you might just be going through a bit of a stressful period where you feel a bit of frustration and a bit of sort of resistance. You're meeting resistance from these people. You might be misunderstood. and you might just be feeling a little bit frustrated and exasperated that they're not on board with you, that they're not fully aligned with you at this time. So it might create some tension. There's pressure to grow as well through all those difficulties. It's best to stick with those relationships though, and keep going, because there are rewards at the end of that. This is pressurizing you to persevere through difficulty to get to the other side. And don't give up. Don't give up on your relationships with them. Because through all of those difficulties on the other side, it will push you to the renewal and the happiness. But you've got to get through that mountainous terrain. Everybody goes through that. We've all got difficulties to get through, but you've got to persevere through that. But you may just feel at this time that you're at cross purposes with these other people in your nearest and dearest. And you may also just feel pulled in more direction, all different directions. I mean, maybe they're also going through some issues, and now you're kind of like two ships passing in the night. You can't connect about things. You may just have too much going on, all these other things going on in your life, and you're just simply not able to connect properly with them, and it just creates a bit of tension because they're off on their own thing, and so are you. You may be juggling as well, all different things going on and not really making much progress. This also, you may need to look at your communication with these people as well. And you're going to have to compromise as well to actually make your way forward. So this is where the sacrifice, I feel, comes in as well, that you may just be, with all your work and everything that's going on, there are some adjustments that need to be made in order to lessen the tension. But you also will need to get organized, perhaps organize yourself, organize your time with these people. And you need to, once you switch gear and get on track, then you will reach success there. You will reach the other side. But you have to be focused and you have to be realistic and cut out all unnecessary goings on to keep it real. But there will be a bit of tension there for you at this time. Then in the 8th house, again, this carries on also from the 7th, because the 8th house is connected. So the 8th house is everything to do with your deeper connection between yourself and your partner, your committed partner, whether that's a love partner or a business partner. It's your deeper connection, it's sexuality, material and emotional resources. It's also about power and big money. And it's also about old things dying away and new things coming out. So that's the 8th house. The 8th house also covers large sums of money. And this is things like investments, insurances, tax, banking, inheritances, legacies. So inheritance is coming up again. Like I said, I thought maybe it might come in as your 3rd house there as well. So this is money, large sums of money. And it's also about, the 8th house also covers managing other people's money. So it's joint resources and other people's money, and then these other bigger financial investments and so on. So, and sex, death, and rebirth, really. And power. So now, with Jupiter abundance coming in there, you've got Jupiter twice actually. So really, I feel that you're reaping the rewards on a monetary level, which seems to me to be coming from work or from some form of abundance from the past, or some kind of financial success is coming in, or just a windfall, or some really abundance can be many things, but it's falling into this is a money house. So so it could just be that you're receiving a benefit of some sort, you need to channel that correctly as well. You need to channel that abundance correctly, because don't forget that this is the house of joint resources as well. So if you are experiencing difficulties on a relationship level there, then this may have an effect, or it could be some kind of legal abundance. Maybe you're receiving good news on a legal front. There's a couple of ways that this could come in. But it's also doors opening for you, positivity, good fortune, good luck, opportunity. You have to harness the opportunity though. You can't just open your arms and go, wow, it's coming and I don't have to do anything else. You do have to harness you have to be diligent about your money that's coming in and channel it correctly. Avoid carelessness or getting carried away. So channel that money correctly. This is also about a sense of purpose. Possibly you're getting clear on certain things. As I said, there is a legal element in here as well. So, but in any case, whatever it is, it's some form of abundance coming to you, and it's coming in on your 8th house. Then in the 9th house, we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. The 9th house is everything to do with, it's to do with exploration and travel, and it's also to do with higher learning. So this is like university education or adult education. It's also religion, philosophy, and it also covers publishing and promotional work. So I feel that with Mercury retrograde reinvention there, what it's asking you to do is just to wait a little bit on if you're wanting to sort of publish something or to teach, because this house also covers teaching. So if you want to perhaps formulate a form of study, either you're going to learn something or you're going to pass it on to others that you're teaching or training or something like that, you may have to just go back to the drawing board and look at what it is you're doing and go over it again before you launch, before you go ahead. Because with Mercury retrograde reinvention, it's a period of introspection and revision. Anything with a re in front of it. Reinvention, revision, redo. It covers anything like that. You may experience delays, or things could go wrong, or there could be misunderstandings between you and the people that are working with you on this, whatever it might be. What will happen is that something will be launched and it won't work, and you'll have to go back to the drawing board to redo it. But the beauty of Mercury retrograde, if you can harness this, what it will do is it will help you to focus on what needs to be revisited or redone. So you'll be able to go over things during that period. It gives you like a grace period in which to pick up mistakes, to pick up things that may potentially go wrong or have gone wrong, and to correct misunderstandings. But it's also about pausing until a better time comes along. Normally, Mercury retrograde this happens about 3 times a year for about 3 weeks. But in this kind of a reading, you can tap into your sort of think things through and ask a few questions after about a week, see how things are going. But it's a period where you just really need to be looking with a fine-tooth comb over everything again to make sure that it's right. But you may also come to a point where you can redo it and it's better than it was before, which is really the whole purpose of this phase. So you also need to back up your documents and your computers, that sort of thing, because things can get lost. Your promotional work that you want to undertake may, as I said, need a revision of some sort. It's also a period of contemplation. So your written things, your publishing, that sort of thing, it's a contemplation to pick up what could be improved. If it's to do with traveling and sort of going off on a trip, you might experience changes or, as I said, errors, or sort of miscommunications, or things get cancelled, or just not the right time really to be doing it, and maybe rather just wait and sort of try and postpone it a bit, or really do endeavor to go over every detail and double check that everything is 100%, but you may experience chopping and changing, or some kind of change occurs and you now got to redo something again, or, as I said, some sort of cancellation. So it's about going over things again and making sure that they're right, and you're given that grace period in order to do that. And it's just not a good time to be launching something right at this time. Then in the 10th house, it's the house of career. This is the house of authority figures, and it's also the house of status, your public status and your reputation and your fame. So now with Aquarius, I know it's all about the future. Aquarius is all about the future, visioning the future. It's also about advanced technology. So somewhere along the line within your career, you're going to be exposed to tech upgrades of some sort. So it really depends at what level you are now and what level you will be exposed to. But in any case, it will always be something more futuristic than what you have been currently dealing with. And you may need to master something in order to move yourself forward. So there could be a period where you are needing to learn something to grasp something to take you forward, which is kind of indicated in your work house as well. That you may just need to be, your practical details for your work projects may not be that clear, and it's possibly because you've got other things that you need to put in place first. You may also be working with an Aquarian type person, so whether this is a mentor or an authority figure, but somebody there who is Aquarian by nature or coming across that way. They're visionary people. They're kind of unemotional. They don't get involved in emotional dramas. Their job is to drive the future, to bring the future in. And they're rational people. They might be slightly unconventional as well, because Aquarians can be like that. So you could also be embarking on an unconventional field. Or you could be starting something new which is perceived to be futuristic or to be very different from what you've done before, what other people know. So you may be mixing with other people who are very different from you. So whether that could be, there could be all kinds of ways that can manifest, but they will be different from yourself, whether it's ethnic or sexual orientation. There's lots of different ways that can come into your environment, but they will be different from you, and you may be learning from them, or you're mixing with them within your career path. But this is also about unusual ideas and plans, and you may receive support from people to further your unusual ideas or your plans, your way of moving forward. But always with Aquarius, usually there is some sort of tech upgrade of some sort coming to you as well. Then in the 11th house, we have Virgo. I analyze. So the 11th house is the house of friendship. So your friends, and it's also the house of your networks and your groups that you're a member of, and also your clubs and societies, associations, that sort of thing. So where there's a group of people that you are interacting with, or it could also be about building up your network of people that you're meeting through your career or through your workplace. So it's also your social contacts, and it could be social media. This house is also to do with your personal interests and hopes and dreams and your hobbies, that sort of thing. So whatever it is, Virgo is all about getting organized, attention to detail, analyzing what's working and what isn't. It's a very critical sign, so you may need to be critical about all of those areas of your life, to weed out what is not working for you, to perhaps reduce the number of contacts you have because they're kind of fallen away, or they're dead, or you're just not using them anymore, or you may need to be changing the groups that you are involved with So it's like a decluttering. It's a decluttering of all kinds of situations going on in your life, but it's falling into the 11th house. So that is, you may have to cut a few friendships as well. That sounds quite drastic, but sometimes they just fall away by themselves as well. But it really is an analysis of what is working for you and what is not, and it may apply to your friendships, but it's also for your networks and the groups and the associations that you're involved with. It could also, as I said, be social media as well. There's a written element to this as well, so writing. But it's about also service. Virgo is very service-oriented. So you could also have a friend or friendships that are requiring your analytical ability to assist them. They may be going through health issues or be sort of in a situation and they're worrying about it. And you're now bringing in your analytical abilities to help them overcome that or to work their way through that. So you're going to be involved somehow on this level, and it's your critical thinking abilities coming in there. It's service oriented. There's also an evaluation element to this, and getting organized. Then in the 12th house, we have earth element, which is stability. So the 12th house is everything to do with your unconscious beliefs, your spiritual life. It's also about activities like meditation, retreat and withdrawal. You know, spending time on your own, resting and rejuvenating, and just a bit of navel gazing. It's also about a bit of time on your own to reflect. It's also the house of mysticism and healing, and also it covers escapism of all kinds. That's the 12th house. So that can be drugs and addictions and so on. So this came up for you in your 6th house as well. You may be exposed to somebody who's going through that, or you may have to address certain issues within yourself. But this 12th house covers that as well. So it depends on you, your situation, your life. You may be going through some kind of experiences in institutions of various kinds, either yourself or with another. And the institutions can be many things. It can be a learning institution like a university, or it could be a library, or it could be a government department, or it could be a hospital, or a clinic, or a prison even. So there's lots of ways that this can come in. But with the earth element, what you're being asked to do is to stabilize yourself, be grounded, keep your feet on the ground, and keep yourself centered. So it's also about being practical in your beliefs, and be rooted in your self-belief as well. So stay present, be rooted in your self-beliefs, and don't be afraid to let go, of your fears. Let go of your fears as well, because with the earthy element, you might be, and you're an earth sign as well, you may just be very stubborn about certain things, about your attitudes or your beliefs on certain things. Be open to looking at other people's their beliefs, their attitudes, their insights, and don't be afraid to look at those as well for yourself. But it's also about letting go of unconscious fears so that you can grow and move forward. You just need to be open to others. But it is also about seeking balance and stability through your beliefs and through your environment. So stay present, be realistic and practical. Find ways to deal with things in yourself. When you are responsible for your own happiness, then that gives you courage in order to face your sort of unconscious patterns that may be preventing you from moving forward or to accepting certain things. And I feel this is important coming in because of other issues that you may be experiencing in your relationships right now. So you just need to, you may also come into contact with a guru of some sort, or somebody who is coming across as really grounded and stable. And there are ways that you can learn from them and bring those techniques into your life. Okay, Capricorn, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great month, and I will see you next time. Take care.